The Surprise Party by J.R.R. Tolkien. Before we start the story, let's understand what a hobbit is and what a dwarfs are. And this is a story of a hobbit and the 13 dwarfs. Hobbits are a fictional human-like race in the novels of J.R.R. Tolkien, about half the height of humans, and they live barefooted and live in the underground houses which have windows as they typically built into the sides of hills. And here in this story, the hobbit's name is Bilbo Baggins, who is basically expecting a dwarf whose name is Gandalf. Now what a dwarf means? Dwarf are member of a mythical race of short, stocky, human-like creatures who are generally skilled in mining and metal working, and they love adventure. So dwarfs basically loves adventure, and hobbits doesn't like adventure, and they always live under ground houses and they live barefooted. Just before tea time, there came a loud ring on the front door bell. Bilbo ran to the door. I'm so sorry to keep you waiting. He was about to go to say when he saw that it was not Gandalf at the door. It was a dwarf with a blue beard tucked into a golden belt. As soon as the door was opened, he pushed himself inside just as if he had been expected. So what happened? As Bilbo was expecting Gandalf, so when the bell rang, he ran to the door, and he was just about to say, before seeing and who is standing on the door, at the door, I am so sorry to keep you waiting. And when he opened the door, he saw it was not Gandalf, rather it was a dwarf with a blue beard tucked into a golden belt. And as soon as the door was opened, he pushed himself as if the dwarf has been expected. Dwalin at your service, he said with a low bow. So he said, Dwalin at your service, and Bilbo Baggins at yours, he said. When the silence that followed had become uncomfortable, he added, I am just about to have tea. Do come in and have some with me. So when he entered, the Dwalin entered, as he was stranger, so there was a silence between them. But then Bilbo said, I am just about to have tea, so please join me if you want some. What would you do if an uninvited dwarf came to visit without a word of explanation? So they had not been at the table long when there came an even louder ring at the bell. So they were just sitting, and then the bell rang. Excuse me, said the hobbit. The Bilbo said, excuse me, it's Gandalf for certain this time, he thought as he puffed along the passage, but it was not Gandalf. So he was thinking that maybe this time certainly Gandalf will be there. But when he opened, he didn't find Gandalf, rather than two more dwarfs, both with blue hoods and yellow beards. And then Bilbo asked them, what can I do for you? Kili at your service, said one, and Fili added the others. And they both swept off their blue hoods and bowed. So they both bowed to Bilbo. At yours and your families, replied Bilbo, remembering his manner this time. So he was very polite in nature, so by remembering his manner, he just replied, at yours and your families. Let us join the throng, said Kili. He just said, let us join the throng. Let us join the crowd or gathering. We can say throng means crowd or gathering. Throng, thought Mr. Baggins. I don't like the sound of that. He sat in the corner trying to collect his wits while the dwarfs sat round the table and talked about mines and golds and troubles with the goblins and the threat of dragons and lots of other things which he did not understand and he didn't want to, for they sounded much too adventurous. Actually, the moment when they were enjoying the party or enjoying the gathering, the poor hobbit was sitting in a corner and he was thinking that what the people are talking. They are talking about mines and golds, and they are talking about adventurous. And since he was a hobbit, he didn't like any adventure, so he was not understanding, and even he don't want to understand. And even he didn't want to understand. Then again the bell rang, and then someone at the door, he said, blinking. So he said that maybe someone at the door. Some 4, I should say by the sound, said Philly. So Philly said some 4 are there, because he saw them coming along behind us, behind them in the distance. So as Philly was saying that besides we saw them coming along behind us in the distance, that's why he said some 4. The poor little hobbit sat down in the hall and put his head in his hand and wondered what had happened and what was going to happen, and whether they would all stay to supper. Then the bell rang again, louder than ever, and he had to run to the door. It was not 4 after all, it was 5. Dori, Nori, Ori, Oin and Gloin were their names, and off they marched in to join the others. So the poor little hobbit actually sat down. He was just confused. He was not understanding. He was very wondered that what had happened. Oh my God, what will happen? What was going to happen? He was not understanding anything, and whether they would all stay to supper. Supper means up to dinner. So he was very confused. Again, when he was thinking all these things, then the bell rang again, louder than ever. The bell was ringing so loudly, and he had to run to the door. So it was not 4 after all. It was not 4, it was 5. 5 more dwarfs was there. And what were the name of them? Dori, Nori, Ori, Oin and Gloin were their names, and off they marched in to join the others. Already it had almost become a throng. Some called for drinks, one for coffee, and all of them for cakes. So it was complete. It was just become a throng. And so someone was calling for drinks, one for coffee, and all of them for cakes, and they were asking Bilbo to offer them. The dwarfs were starting on a round of butterscones where there came a loud knock. Bilbo rushed along the passage very angry and puzzled, and he pulled open the door with a jerk. And more dwarfs. The last of these was Thorin, an enormously important and proud dwarf, and there was Gandalf behind, leaning on his staff and laughing. So the moment they were enjoying, again there was a bell rang, and all the dwarfs that moment was enjoying the butterscones. Butterscones means the cake with a layer of jam. So when they were eating, then there is a loud noise, ting tong, and Bilbo rushed fast along the passage, and he was very angry and was very puzzled. So he opened the door with a jerk, and he saw more dwarfs, and the last of these dwarfs was Thorin. So Thorin was the last dwarf, and Gandalf was just standing behind him. So Thorin was an enormously important and proud dwarf, and Gandalf was leaning with his staff. So what a staff is here? staff means a long stick used to support, and Gandalf was laughing, ha 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 ha. Now we all are here, said Gandalf. Quite a merry gathering. I hope there is something for the latecomers to eat and drink. So Gandalf was laughing and he said, all are celebrating, all are making fun. So I hope something is left for the latecomers to eat and drink. Then all the dwarfs sitting there, yes, let's have some more cakes and coffees, called the other dwarfs to Bilbo. Put on a few eggs, Gandalf called to him as the hobbit stumped off to the kitchen, and just bring out the cold chicken. By the time Bilbo had got all the dishes and knives and forks and glasses and plates and spoons and things piled up on a big trays, he was getting very angry and red in face. So that moment he asked for more cakes and coffees. They asked for more cakes and coffees, and then the all dwarfs sitting there says, yes, let's have some more cakes, coffees, called the other dwarfs to Bilbo, and he went to the kitchen, and the Gandalf was shouting, put on few eggs and bring out the cold chicken. And by this time, as everybody was enjoying, so by this time all the dishes, knives, forks, glasses, plates, spoons and things are piled up on a big tray, and by seeing all these activities, Bilbo was very angry and his face was completely red because of his anger. Bother the dwarfs, he said aloud. Why they don't come and lend a hand? Lo and behold, there stood Balin Dwellin at the door of kitchen, and Bofur, Bombur behind them. So all this, he was very angry and he was expecting someone to help him. So he said, he was saying something with a loud voice, bother these dwarfs. And before he could say anything, he saw that Balin and Dwellin was at the door of the kitchen, and behind them Bofur and Bombur was also there. Before he could say a word, they had whisked the trays into the parlor and set out everything. So that means all those dwarfs helped him too much, and they have settled everything. Gandalf sat at the head of the party with the 13 dwarfs all round, and the dwarfs ate and talked, and at last they pushed their chairs back, and Bilbo made a move to collect the plates and glasses. So that means while they were enjoying everything, Gandalf sat at the head of the party and all 13 dwarfs all around. So they were eating, they were enjoying, they were talking, and at last when their conversation was over, they pushed their chair back, and then Bilbo was collecting everything, that means plates and glasses. I suppose you will all stay to supper, he said in a polite and unpressing tone, as Bilbo didn't want them to stay to supper. So in an unpressing tone, he just asked them, or he just say, I suppose you will all stay to supper. Of course, said Thorin. And after, we shall not get through the business till late, but we must have some music first. So he said yes, the Thorin said yes, and we shall not get through the business till late. But before we do something, we have to enjoy, or we have to enjoy the music first. We have some music first. The dark filled all the room, and the fire died down, and the shadows were lost, and suddenly first one dropped, then others began to sing as they played their instruments. So the room was completely filled with darkness, and the fire died down. That means there was a fire also, and the shadows. There was no fire, and the shadows were lost. That means there were no shadow. That means it was too dark as we cannot see our shadow also. And suddenly, first one drop started singing, then other joined, and likewise they have played their instruments, and they just played one poem. They played one song. Far over the misty mountains cold, to dungeons deep and caverns old, we must away our break of day, to seek the pale and enchanted gold. The dwarfs of yore made mighty spells, while hammers fell like ringing bells. In places deep where dark things sleep, in hollow halls beneath the fells, goblets they carved there for themselves, and harps of gold where no man delves. There lay they long, and many a song was sung unheard by men or elves. The bells were ringing in the dale, and men looked up with faces pale. Then dragons' ire, more free than fire, laid low their towers, and houses fell far over the misty mountains grieved, to dungeons deep and caverns dim. We must away ere break of day, win our harps and gold from him. So this poem sung by dwarfs was a kind of magical song, and it was mesmerizing and somehow created a hypnotized effect on Bilbo, and this conveyed Bilbo and convinced him to go for adventure which he was not liking, or which he didn't like, and in which in turn would be helpful for dwarfs and for the humanity. So this song was sung by the dwarfs was actually to encourage Bilbo to enjoy the adventure, and also to help them to get the gold and harps from the dragon, etc. So as they sang, Bilbo felt the love of beautiful things made by hand. Then something woke up inside him, and he wished to go and see the great mountains, and hear the pine trees and the waterfalls, and explore the caves. He looked out of the window. The stars were out in the dark sky above the trees. He thought of plundering dragons settling on his quiet home and burning it all to flames. He shuddered. Very quickly was plain Bilbo Baggins again. So as they sang, Bilbo started feeling the love of beautiful things made by hand, and then something from inside, he just wished to see the mountains. He wished to go and see the mountains, hear the pine trees, the waterfalls. That means the whole beauty of nature he had just wanted to enjoy and to feel that, even to explore the caves. And he looked out the window. The stars were out in the dark sky above the trees. So he was completely started loving the adventure by listening the songs sung by the dwarfs, and he thought of plundering dragons settling on his quiet home and burning it to all flames. Even he just started to think about the dragons, how to take the gold and everything from them. Finally, after happening everything, he just when he was in his imagination, when he was just completely hypnotized, when he was completely mesmerized, after suddenly he was just shuddered, and very quickly he was plain Bilbo Baggins again. So this was completely the whole story, and if you want to know the whole the ending of this particular story, then you can also enjoy the novel of the surprise party of the Hobbit, which was written by J.R.R. Tolkien. Smaug the dragon had taken over the caves of the dwarfs, and they wanted help from Bilbo. So they came to his plains unannounced. But did Bilbo offer any help to them? What happened to Smaug? Read The Hobbit to find more about their adventures. So, since the dragon has taken over the caves of dwarfs, so they wanted Bilbo to help them, and that's why they came to their place unannounced, means before without making him aware that they will come. He just all of them came to his place all of a sudden, and it was completely unexpected for the Bilbo to understand anything. But they wanted Bilbo to love adventure and to help the dwarfs for getting the gold and their caves from the dragon. So if you want to know the whole ending, then you can also see the picture, The Hobbit, and even you can read the Hobbit, the novel written by J.R.R. Tolkien. So have a nice day and enjoy your time. Goodbye.